Hey, what's up? Today we're going to be starting the install of this red JDM Hazard button. So this is the one that's sold in Europe and Asia. It illuminates. So let's get to it. As you guys can see, I already removed one of these silver panels. It's very easy. You're going to use a flathead to pry it out. So if you can see here, there are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 main areas where it latches onto. So I'm going to gently but firmly start prying up. So this is the first contact point, then I know the other one's here. Come across. I'll use this spot to wedge since it's open from the emergency brake. So I got some little leverage there popped out. And just keep going, don't force it too much. There we go, pops right out. You can see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. This will clip back in later very easily. So now on this navigation model we have 2 screws we need to remove, which are exposed here. So I'm going to use a standard Phillips. Pretty simple. And if you guys can, actually, I'm going to do it right now, which is make sure to put these 2 in a safe space where they don't roll off. I've done the mistake of putting it on my lap and then I get up and it falls off. So I'm going to put a towel here just so you don't have the screws fall into these crevices. Disconnect anything in the way. That's my dash cam. So I'm putting this towel here just as a little safety barrier in case it does fall. It gives me a chance to catch it before it falls in. So when you remove this navigation piece, there's going to be a power cable right behind it that is clipped in, so make sure not to yank it out. You guys will see shortly. So that is the second screw. 2 screws hold this. It comes off very easily. And if you can see there's a power cord cable clip. You just pinch this and pull out. So this piece is out. As you can see, 2 screws, very simple. Let's put this aside. And the next step is there are 2 screws holding this, which will be lined up here.
So to give us more space, we're going to remove this little shelf where the navigation sits on. So you'll see 2 little clips here. You're just going to pull it up. Removes very easily. Kind of lift it up in the back. You see these 2 little rivets and you'll see them there. So when you guide it back in, it's pretty simple. And there's also this other spot. So very easy to put back on. So I just want to include that. That's going to give us more access to these 8mm screws that are under here. You can use a Phillips as well. And I will look under right now.
So here's the first clip for the screw, and there is the second screw. Again, you remove this little shelf, you have more space to work with. I know it's not the best video, but that's what they look like.
Okay, as you guys can see, I went ahead and removed my phone mount just to have access. This piece is the piece we want to remove. So where the push to start is, there's this plastic component here. I went ahead and used a flathead. It's a little more sturdy, so just be careful so you don't crack or scratch the plastic. But pry it in here. They're going to be, if you can kind of see there are 2 main clipping areas it holds on to. It's not difficult, just pry it nice and evenly. And the next portion is we want to get this top panel off. So there's no particular order you have to do, but this piece you do not need to remove it. You can just pry it open. So as I did, I started from the top, wedged my way down here. I think it's easier from the top corner. So again, this is the push to start option. And on this top panel as well, you just kind of wedge your way in and find a little groove. So I'm going to use something a bit sharper, which is my knife. Just be more careful with this since it is more likely to cut. I'm using it because it's slimmer, so it'll wedge in and it's sturdy. So you can just kind of wedge it in here slowly and see how that's allowing me to slide up. So you can use that to hold. Just be careful so it doesn't fall on your leg. There we go. It worked like I needed it to. So you have these clips removed. You have a total of, seems to be 10 clips actually, but you have 3 in the front and then you have 4 on the side. So Yeah, the same for the corners if you want to clip those out easier. Place that aside as well. And I'll take the camera off so you can see the other video does not do this. There is a Phillips there. There's a Phillips there that you'll need to remove. Let me zoom out so you can see. Okay, so upon removing this, make sure to, both of these clips are out now, the screws. When removing this, it's gonna be a little snug, but just give it a firm tug and it should come off. Make sure to guide it, it's pretty heavy. And I went ahead and removed the hazard light already. So this is clipped on here, as you can see. Make sure to remove that before you pull it out because it's more limited in terms of its range. So unclipped it. And you will lift it up. You have these two screws that will be pointing inward. So you unscrew both of these. Standard Phillips, they might be on there tight, so I used my ratchet with an attachment here, as you can see. So that's the Phillips head. And now that that's removed, let's go ahead and install the new one, which will be here. Should be Honda OEM, as you can see there, so it should fit on no problem. I'm gonna go ahead and add it on with the first screw by hand. So now it should kind of sit on there. I'll go ahead and add the second one and just repeat the process that you started. So you attach the screws everywhere and then add the plastics and you should be done. So this is how it looks at night. Go ahead and see it better there. Start the car up. Need an oil change. As you can see there, functioning nicely. I have it on the lowest setting, so I'm going to brighten it. See there? I'm going to turn off the navigation just so you can see the brightness better. So there you go, dimmer. That's the lowest setting. The highest setting, and it looks more red in this video. It's kind of like just a glowing red, like a very faint cherry red. Here looks a lot brighter, but it is not distracting at all. It just looks like a nice illuminated red. So it is a lot brighter in this video, and yeah, this is the brightest setting. So I hope this helps.